My mom caught my dad with a 16-year-old and covered it up. Well, 16 years ago, we had two of my friends and their mother living with us while they went through a divorce. I was 15 and my friends were 14 and 16. I was away at another friend's house one night. When I came back the following day, my mom told me she had kicked them out because the 16-year-old tried to make a move on my dad. She completely ruined that poor girl's reputation. When I got into my 20s, it still sat in the back of my mind. I just knew I didn't get the truth. So I reached out to the 16-year-old, who was also now in her 20s. We met up and I got the real story. I could see the pain in her eyes. She said she'd been in therapy for years because of my father, that he handled it in a way that felt confusing and emotional, and it really messed her up. She told me they had been drinking on the property, then went swimming. All while my mother was in bed pregnant with my sister. They made their way into the house and upstairs, where eventually my mother walked in on them. I let her know I had her back if she ever decided to do anything about it. I am now in my 30s and recently became a mother, and it's all I've been able to think about. They still don't know that I know the truth. It's brought back a lot of anger in me, especially all of the feelings I had to suppress as a teenager for so long, because if anyone did that to my daughter, or if I caught my husband in that situation, absolutely not. It was easier to push it down before because I learned from my parents, but becoming a mother, especially to a daughter, I've never wanted someone to face consequences for their actions this strongly. I feel like if I brought it up to my mom, she would just get angry and dismiss it. She'd probably say the past is the past and I need to let it go, that people can change. But I don't think he has changed, based on things I've seen over the years with his anger and controlling behavior. He believes he can do no wrong. And my mother fully supports him. It makes me wonder if that girl was the only one affected. If she was, and if nothing like that ever happened again, would that make it okay? Is this something that can be forgiven? Because I don't feel like it is. I want to tell the whole family, but I feel like they would downplay it and make me seem like the problem, maybe even cut me off and turn my siblings against me. They've done that before when I spoke up about other things. So here I am, just needing to get it out. What would you do? This situation shows moral injury and delayed emotional processing. As a teenager, the person absorbed a false narrative created by the family, what psychologists call family system protection, where truth is distorted to preserve stability or avoid consequences. Years later, discovering the truth creates a clash between what they were told and what actually happened, triggering anger, betrayal, and confusion. Becoming a parent reactivates the trauma through perspective shift. Now they can fully grasp the vulnerability of a child in that situation, which intensifies the emotional response and sense of injustice. This is why the anger feels stronger now than it did back then. There's also a conflict between truth versus belonging. Speaking up risks rejection or isolation from the family, while staying silent preserves relationships but prolongs internal distress. This creates a psychological tension where the person is torn between protecting themselves and honoring their values, especially around accountability and protection of others.